what I've got over here.
Hello everybody. Well, it's been a minute since we've done a video. I got a new camera angle. Hopefully it works good. We're going to try it. Today we're going to do a color pattern I'm trying to come out with. This is going to be called an Ozark crawler. So this lure here is a prototype from Pretty Lure. And what we're getting ready to paint on is blanks from Pretty Lure as well. But they're coming out with their own version of a crawler style lure. And I think it's going to be a really good one. And I'm trying to get some simpler patterns for some crawls, some really good useful crawls. And I live in southeast Missouri, and that Ozark color works really good. You could also call it an Ozark or a Arkansas crawl as well. But these two blanks right here are, let me get it right, the medium diver. Let me find the back. I don't want to say it wrong. The medium diver HDT. I believe for them the HDT stands for heading downtown, but I've already got them base coated. They've got a pearl white on there, which is not necessary. I just like a pearl white base. That way if there is any kind of translucent colors I use or anything like that, that pearl just really helps accent it. But we're going to go ahead and get to it. I'm just going to do one, but I just want to show you both of these. So like I said, I'm going to call this pattern an Ozark crawler, just because I like to name things. So what we're going to start doing first is we're going to get the belly color laid down. Let me get this charging cord that's on the phone kind of hung up out of my way. I'm going to try and not stop the video. I'm going to try and do it through one shot. If I do have to stop it, I'm not editing anything out or doing anything like that. It's just repositioning things. So I use a lot of inks and solvent paints and stuff like that. So I'm not really going to tell you the names unless I know that they correspond to other companies. But I can definitely give you the type of color that it is. The color I'm getting ready to use is a cadmium orange, which a lot of companies that have paint, they have a cadmium orange. Pretty much what it is, it's a real vibrant orange. And it doesn't take very much at all. Spray it out. Get our booth up and going here. And just start in the middle of the belly. Don't forget to get your tail. It's easy to forget. We're just going to fade it up the sides a little bit. really concentrate on that center portion of the belly. You want a good strong color there. We might go ahead and do both of them. I do apologize for being away for a while. I was going to get back sooner, but we did lose our puppy in the household, and that kind of put a dampener on a couple things. He was a good little puppy, and it stung for a while, and I didn't feel like doing a whole lot. But we're not going to dwell on that. So we'll get this color right now. I'm not going to worry too much about getting the color 100% out of the brush, because having a little bit of it left over isn't going to hurt for the colors I'm using. The next color we'll be using, and we'll be fading it onto the sides, will be a burnt ochre, or at least that's how I pronounce it. It's burnt O-C-H-R-E. It might have a different pronouncing, I don't know. That's just my backwards way of pronouncing it. Now we're just going to bring it on the sides and let it fade into that orange really lightly. Hopefully y'all can see it. Like I said, I'm trying a new camera angle. And it gives you kind of an orangish yellow, kind of like a dirty yellow. So see how it transitioned really good there? I will make sure to get all our little points there. I said this is going to be a fairly easy pattern. After this, we're going to, I don't have a premix, I actually kind of create the effect, but we're going to do a green top that is kind of going to have like an oily look. So this is going to be a green, yellow, orange crawl pattern. It is going to get some browns in it after a little while to kind of bring everything together. Now this part I'm going to let y'all kind of figure out how to create this color. This is some custom stuff that I have created. It's not because I don't want y'all knowing. I want to see if people can figure it out. But this is a layering that will create this color. Now one thing I will say, because this next one is a color shifting pearl, is if you're having issues with your pearls not looking good and your color shifts not having the strength you want them, this is going to sound weird. Lower your air pressure. With pearls and color shifts, you will get a lot better effect and a lot better coverage with a little lower air pressure. I'm actually right now spraying at about 18 psi. And you can go all the way down to 15 even if you have the right stuff. But it allows your pearls to lay better, especially like your color shifts, because they got pearls in them that help create the shift. And we're just going right along the center of the spine. We're going to get a good coverage of it. See how even though I'm using low pressure, it's spraying fine. It's actually building up and stacking better. There we go. Hopefully everything's staying focused. Looks like it is. This is a layering effect. It'll take a couple of different paints to create this effect. Kind of a motor oil type look once it's done. That's why I said it's going to look kind of oily. I know y'all are used to me showing everything, but I want to see if people can figure it out, or at least get an idea of what it takes to create this. I want to make y'all use your noggin. And now we're going to come along the edges here. This is going to give us a kind of like an oily brown look. Best way I know to explain it. Helps bring that green into a fade into a brown. And again, low pressure. You'll be surprised at how much better your color shifts and your pearls will lay down with low pressure. Now we'll put just a small coat of that over the green. Just enough to kind of tarnish the green. And I'll pour the leftovers back into the bottle, so we don't waste paint. No more than we have to. And we'll run that out, and then we'll come in with the yellow candy over top of the back. I will tell you these colors, but the special effects colors, I want to see if people can figure it out. So like I said, we're going to come in with a yellow candy. And I'm still going to keep my pressure low. And we're just going to bring it right down to that shoulder. Alright, now we'll have a little bit of yellow left. Now we're going to tint the yellow candy. We're going to take a little bit of brown candy, or in this case, it's actually a root beer colored candy. I'm going to put one drop. You can look in there, I don't have but just the neck worth of candy in there. I'm going to put one drop. Just enough to change the tint. See? One drop. Because brown's really strong. It can take over real easy if you let it. And we'll backflow it. Let it all mix. And now we're going to come back over the edges of that green. Put a little bit toward the head here, and a little bit towards the tail. Okay, we're going to do that same thing on this next one. Now we'll clean that color out. We're going to darken that green just a little bit. By putting just a little bit of black candy over top of the green. It'll bring it down to kind of a forest color, but still have that oily look. That way you can see the side and the top. So I can work around right in there. You can see how I just darkened it just a little bit, but still kind of got that oily feel. next we'll get some brown, just some straight chocolate brown. And we're going to start our details. It's going to turn out being a really nice, semi-simple, but very effective looking lure, I think. I mean, y'all let me know what you think in the end. I said just some simple base brown, nothing special. Not no brown pearl or anything like that, just a simple brown. It takes me a second because I do thin this stuff out a little bit. It doesn't have to be, but I like it a little bit thinner. So you use your paint and mix your paint, you know, to do what you need it to do. Coming out good. So we'll get our crawl stencil that we're going to use. This is a crawl wheel. I believe it was from Insane Customs. From the smallest one, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, now we're just going to rotate it to the third one, or the second one. And then we're going to finish out with the next one down. Alright. And now we'll do that on the next one as well. Oh man, did I really just put my finger in it? No? Okay, good. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright. And all this is doing, because we're going to do a little bit of a double shade. So we're doing the brown, but we will be coming back in with some black. I put a little bit more brown in this. It's a little thinner than I would like it to be. So let's lower our air pressure a little bit more. See if that helps. I am getting a little bit of blowout here and there. Now let's add a little bit more brown to it, just a little bit. I'm not perfect. I do my best, but I'm not perfect. Kind of fix some of that blowout. Now we'll turn it around. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. Wipe your stencil off, get any uncured paint off of there, or undried, not cured. It's not going to cure in a couple of seconds, that's for sure. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm not going to be bringing this design up over the back. We're going to leave the back open on this one. Again, we'll use the fourth one twice. Alright, there's that one there. Now we'll spin this one around and do the same thing. If y'all want, use that comment section. Let me know what you think about this. Do you like this color? Do you like this pattern? Do you have any suggestions? I'm not the end-all be-all, so if y'all have any suggestions, I'm always open to hear from y'all. If you like it, by all means, like the video. Let me know in the comments that you like what you're seeing. If there's any one particular thing you like more than the rest, put that in there. Alright, so we'll set that stencil to the side. I do shade a little bit along the bottom, just to add to it. And now we're going to add some shading into the sides of the scales. to help enhance that brown look. Not a lot, just a little bit, to have a little bit of brown in there. Now a little bit right under the eye, or behind the eye, I should say. Okay, we'll do the same thing over here. The shading isn't necessary. I just like to do it. I think it adds to it just for the visual appeal. And I enjoy doing it. I find it very fun. It really creates a really unique effect. And some color patterns, it even kind of makes it feel alive. In this case, we're using it to sneak in a little bit of brown. Right now, we're going to put a little bit on the belly. Because I do like having the shell details on the belly as well. Not much. And all we're going to do is we're just going to freehand a little bit of a brown line in there. As I said, all the brown is a shading color. That's all we're using it for. And instead of swapping back and forth, we've already got brown in. So we're going to go ahead and use all of it that we can, everywhere that we can. And these lures, once they get clear coated, they will get a matte finish. So I'm definitely not trying to get super shiny, super pearly colors. We did use a pearl on the top, but even with a matte, that particular effect will still come through. Alright, now we're going to put a little bit of modeling in the shell, in these little areas here. and it doesn't take much. Just a little bit of a dot dot here, dot dot there, everywhere, dot dot, everywhere, dot dot. Yeah, I can be a little nuts. It just helps add to that crawl look. You know, crawls have a little bit of a texture in their shells. Like I said, all this is doing besides adding visual detail is actually sneaking in a little bit of brown. That way it's not just a black detail. It's sneaking in some life into the detail. Now we'll clean that brown out. We'll dump what's left over back in the paint bottle. Like I said, always conserve your paint. Do not waste it. This stuff isn't cheap. And like what I just poured back in here, could have done probably another 8 lures. And over time, since you're just reducing it, it will slowly reduce your paint to where you don't have to reduce it out of the bottle anymore. Get that brown ran out. We'll swap over to black. And we'll get that crawl detail back out. We're not going to go with super hard lines. But we do want to get a little bit of a black to really create the edge of that shell. And really set up the look of the crawl. And all I'm going to use is some black base. Thin down appropriately for low pressure. I know it has been hot around here lately. It's like 100 some odd degrees outside right now. Alright, so this is why counting these was so important. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this allows us to be able to know exactly which ones we used and come right back. You don't have to line up 100%. You actually probably want to hover just a little bit above your line. Some people might think this is a little bit backwards, but it works really well. Some people probably like, well, you should have done the black lines first. And you can do it that way. I think this just helps set the shading into the crawls a little bit better. And don't forget, if you're a fellow painter, Pretty Lure has some really awesome blanks. I'll probably tag them in the description. That way if y'all want to go find them, you can. I probably will start, maybe get some way for y'all to be able to message me, my followers on here. But I do have a code with Pretty Lures, but as of right now, I'm only handing it out to my followers and subscribers. So if you're interested in that code, for one, make sure you're following me. Whether on here, or I'd really like for you to follow me everywhere, but I'm not going to make you. But message me, and if you'll message me, I'll get you that code. It will save you, I believe, 10% at Pretty Lures. And I believe that saves you 10% on everything. They got a whole bunch of tying stuff for jigs. I think it's everything, but they have a lure in there called a Gaston. I don't think it saves you 10% on their stuff. But everything else it saves you money on. See, we're not, like I said, we're not going heavy with the black. We're just getting it in there, and it really sets things apart. So now, we do the other side. And if y'all don't like watching me do 2 or more lures, by all means, put it in the messages or in the comments. If you don't like watching it done twice, I won't do it again. Because at the end of the day, it's about what y'all want to see. If you want me to do any lures for you, message me and let me know. I do not have a website. Everything I do is word of mouth and people messaging me. My average lure will usually be somewhere around $22 plus shipping and handling. That's the average lure cost. That is not across the board. And if you wish me to do a video of me painting it for YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, just let me know. And I will definitely do a video of me painting it. That way you can watch it from start to finish. And you can watch it be created. Okay, now we are going to darken the very tip. Just because all the wonderful things he does. Alright, so now we get to do the belly. Get a little bit of belly action. Get in my belly. But yeah, just kind of communicate with me. I'm very easy to get along with. I work with the customers a whole lot to make sure they get what they're looking for. Oh, excuse me. I don't know if y'all heard that, but excuse me. If you go over to Pretty Lures and check this stuff out, if you are a lure maker or painter of any kind, they have stencils like this one here that we're getting ready to use. They also have, like I said, jig tying supplies, hooks and split rings, painting supplies, blanks obviously. They have a whole lot of stuff over there. Like I said, I'll put them in the description so y'all go check them out. If y'all will message me, I can give you a code that can save you some money. Alright, so we'll set this to the side. Now we're just going to get a little bit of detail. We're not going to go super crazy with it. There we go. Now we'll do the next one. Next. Says sometimes just keeping things simple, don't overcomplicate it. Just get the colors where they need to be. Sometimes that's all you really need to do. We forgot a side. I got talking. I forgot a side. That's why we check our lures over. 2, 3, 4. See, I'm not perfect. Turn it around, Danny. Now I am going to blacken the very top portion of the brow. Because I like that look on a crawl. Oh, probably without a camera there. And that's that. And that's how simple it is. So these will hang for a day or two. Then they'll get the eyes and clear coat put in them. And then once these get clear coated, they will get a matte finish on top of the clear coat. And that's the way I do my matte, is I do my normal gloss clear coat, I let that cure, and then I take a matte clear coat and I put on top of that. That way, for one, it's got a nice smooth even surface. Everything's nice and smoothed out from the clear coat. But it seems to work really well putting a matte finish on top of the gloss. I may eventually look into, if I get more popularity with a matte, having a more direct matte where it's only a one step. But as of right now, I don't get a lot of requests for matte finishes. But if y'all like this video, please like and subscribe. Get this where you see both different sides. I'm going to try and do more videos. I do promise that. I said, just life has been lifing lately. It's not been fun, but we're trying to get back into our routine, back to normal. And I hope to see a lot of comments from everybody, give me some input, some ideas, what you liked, what you didn't like. All I can ask is, if you didn't like something, please be nice about it. There's no reason to come after somebody just because you didn't like it, but to sit there and go, hey, you know, I really like the colors, but I don't like orange in a crawl. I like red, or I like blue, or, you know, something like that. All that kind of input is very welcome. And I said, if you have any suggestions, if you're a fellow painter, don't think you can't give me suggestions. I'm not the best. I'm not the end all be all. I'm not the Bob Ross, that's for sure. But I love and appreciate each and every one of the people that watch my videos, that like and subscribe, that comment. And like I said, go check out Pretty Lures for if you're needing any fishing products concerning building jigs and painting lures. Like I said, I'll have a description for, or a link for them in the description, or I'll try to. If not, I'll at least have the name of the website put in there. But I appreciate y'all. I love you, and I hope everyone has a wonderful day.